Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Broken Lords tutorial slash playthrough. I have a pretty good feeling about today's video. Why? Because I just noticed one mistake that the AI made with their pathing. As you can see, they decided to randomly start moving the armies across this ravine down to the bottom of it, which is the place where I lost my previous battle. If you watched my last part, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But now the AI is on the bottom and I am on the top, which is actually a pretty significant difference, especially since the AI is on the wrong side now. So what I can do, I thought about this between the recordings, is move this army over here so it continues the siege. As you can see, the siege is going along nicely, taking some extra points of fortification of the enemy city. It's actually gonna get down to 0 on the next turn, which also means that those Harmonites will start taking damage per turn and eventually die, just like planned. Meanwhile, I'm going to move this guy over here. And now the graphics updated and the siege is mine. Anyway, why am I moving this guy over here? Because if you look closely, the only way to get to this army of mine here and to this side of the cliff from where they are is through this hex right here. There are cliffs everywhere except this passage right here, which is how during the battle we were able to cross this ravine. So I'm gonna keep this guy over here, and he's gonna be my meat shield. He's gonna delay the attackers because he's got more than half HP, so I can retreat with him twice. And I'm gonna move my hero to a more powerful army as well, so he can gain more experience. And now I feel pretty confident. Because if the AI tries to go through here and attack this army, I'm just gonna retreat. If the AI changes its mind rather, and goes through here, they're not gonna get to me in one turn. So I'll just move again away back here, and I can do this juggling sort of motion like until all eternity, until I capture this city, which I will be able to capture if the enemy AI keeps letting me. So I'm rather satisfied with this result, keeping my reinforcements coming as well, which I will need. But I'll talk about what I'll use them for later. Now, additionally, somebody else has movement. Oh, that's my main hero army. I could heal my hero, I need to save the dust for the time being. What else, however, I need to do is go back to my city. If you look closely, you will notice that it's 1029, so on the next turn, I will actually be able to go ahead and create an empire plan. And I really want to have extra 30% attack on units. It's very useful. Not so much on Star Wars per se, because plus 30% of very little is still very little, but it is an increasement. And I can get to 40 influence points if I try and move all my population into influence production. Sure, I am losing, let's have a quick look, about 60 dust as a result of this action. But I would happily trade 60 dust for extra 30% attack on all my units for 10 turns. It seems like a pretty good trade to me, and I'll gladly just go ahead and do this. And I only have to move those guys for one turn, then I can go back working on dust. So yeah, I'm really lucky actually to actually move over those guys and still gain the influence I need. I'm rather satisfied with that. It's partially because of the dire booster activated. I mean, not partially, entirely, because as you can see I'm barely making enough influence to get to 40. So I'm rather happy with that. Additionally, I'm not gonna continue making this Minotaur, because what's the point really? Sure, he's gonna give me some dust. Alternatively, I could use him as reinforcement, but he is the most inefficient reinforcement ever. But what I really want, and actually need, is to create a city right in this region of Karjinor. I was able to wait until now, I didn't need to make a city, it was more important to make reinforcements, but now things have changed, because after I captured the city, and now I have little doubts that I will be able to successfully do so, I will need to connect this city to my capital in order to streamline the reinforcing process rather. So I need to get reinforcements in fast, and for that I will need roads. And for roads I'll need a city in here to connect it to cities. Seems pretty self-explanatory, so I'm gonna start working on a settler right now, and I'll plonk him down, or rather plonk a city down on top of this titanium deposit to get a mine for free. Of course, I will not be able to walk this town to the north of the city, bit annoying, but I would rather get a free mine than have all the towns walking. I mean, I'm losing like what? 2 dust from it. Big deal. I would rather have free titanium and not have to waste some industry on it. And then I can expand down south in order to get the Mitochondria and get extra approval. I'm liking this idea quite a bit. Of course, you could argue that in the long term this 2 dust per turn is more important than starting with a mine already created, but I would really rather have a mine created already, because I'm playing this as in a rush mode right now. So I need to have as many bonuses as early as possible. So let's see what the AI does, but I would hazard the guess that they're going to try... Oh, they're moving the armies between their... or rather units between the armies, so there is that. I think they're gonna attack me, although they could move backwards. But the fact that they moved units between armies, yeah, they're gonna attack me. So what I'm going to do is... You can actually wait for a second. Is I'm going to go ahead and increase the attack of my units first. Like so, bam. Now, for this battle, I'm not sure if this attack bonus I just implemented works yet. I don't think it does, I think it works starting next turn. But, I'm not going to engage in this fight. Sure, it would go much better than last fight, because now I have the high grade advantage and I have better units and whatnot. But I would have to get everything via reinforcements. My main army only has one unit, and the enemy still has a better army composition. But, that is okay. I'm just gonna disable those reinforcements and retreat. Bam. My army is fine now. This guy is still standing here, and I can heal him as well. So he's gonna be standing here even longer, and the rest of my army is just happily continuing the siege, and the Harmonites slowly but surely are starting to take damage, which is something I'm really rather happy about. So, in my city, I can now move all my population back into dust production, which is really important. I need to be able to keep healing my units, especially later down the line when I actually do attack the enemy city. Because keeping the siege up and starving those Harmonites is all good and dandy, but I do still need to take the city, and for that I will need to win this fight. I can do this with all my reinforcements, I really can. It will take several battles, but I will be able to do this. But in order to do this, I'll also need to heal up my units. It's very important that I do so. Alright, so you just continue moving along. As for this guy, however, you might be thinking that I want to continue the siege as soon as possible. And I will move to this style, just because I don't want to stand in a forest. Really? Although I could just move to this style now. Yeah, I will in fact do that. I'll move to this style. Why? Because this siege is going along nicely, but the enemy AI has one more city, as you can see. At least one more, maybe more. I would expect them to have more, actually, since they are doing rather well. But what I can do is apply pressure on the second city right now by sending this army down south. Now the second city, we are fighting against endless AI. It will be defended, but I can still apply pressure and start the siege at the very least, which will limit the enemy's income and will force maybe the AI to disband some units or create less units. And I'll also start working on the enemy city's fortifications, even if this attack, if you can call it an attack, fails. So it's really a win-win situation for me. I'm gonna carpet siege the enemy cities, which is really a rather effective way of taking down a big empire. Alright, so I don't need to do anything with those guys, I cannot even heal anybody worthwhile. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this turn. Did everything I needed to and or wanted to, so... Alrighty then, I feel confident. If the AI keeps attacking this guy, which they obviously will since they're committed now, they have no other option. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. So what I need to do is just flat out say, yay, I don't want to reinforce, I'm just gonna retreat. Thank you very much, you are dummies because you're not attacking me from the other side. Now the AI backed off a little bit and moved back in. I'm not sure what the AI is planning to do, but it is certainly a scheme of some description. Meanwhile, my army is going to continue moving towards the enemy city, which I'm rather happy about, and the Harmonites continually take damage. When they are done with that, I'll finally be able to attack this army and declare a proper battle, but until then, you just will be healed up. Now, you could say that this is cheaty or gamey. No. You don't understand. This is Broken Lords. I cannot heal my units in any way but to spend dust. This is a game mechanic, right? So, whereas other armies can heal for free, I have to spend quite a bit of my treasury in order to just keep my army well fed per se after a battle. However, as a result, also I gain the benefit of being able to like blockade a certain area of the map. In this case, we're talking about a single hex. So really, this is the good side of the downside that the Broken Lords usually have, which forces them to regain health in an unusual way. So I don't think this is gamey or anything. I think this is exactly how Broken Lords are meant to be played. And if the AI was smarter, it would work the other way around and attack my big army. Or just try to attack me in any way, rather than just continuously trying to get through this narrow gap. This is the Hot Gate scenario. This is what the Spartans did. So really, you cannot blame me for... What? DF? There is a city over here. And it's also made in the wrong area. Well, the good news is that I don't have to create a city in here now because it's been created for me. The bad news is I already started working on the settler, so he is worthless for me now. And additionally, the city is in the wrong location. I mean, it's on the top of Mehondria, so it has extra happiness, I guess. But it doesn't have access to extra titanium, which is annoying. And I really could have started the siege this time, but I didn't even notice. I just was like, yeah, you can move. Oh, whatever. I'll start the siege next then, I guess. Now, the city will already gain a free defender as a result, but, you know, starting a siege is very important. Yuda says... Oh, you moved already. Okay, I get it. I really cannot believe automators were ballsy enough to expand right next to me. Well, it's gonna cost them a city. I'm not gonna complain about that. Anything else I can or need to do? Not really. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this turn. Now, you may have noticed that I'm gaining barely any science, since this cheap research is taking me for absolutely effing ever. This is something I will need to work on after I conquer the enemy empire. Right now, I need to worry about dust and sieges and nothing else whatsoever. And how did they get here? Well, luckily the enemy AI still attacked the bait army per se. But how did they exactly... No, not auto battle. Retreat, there we go. But how did the AI get to this ledge? I do not fully understand or comprehend. This is rather weird, at least to me right now. But hey, it happened. Huh. Surprising indeed. Anyway, those Hammonites still alive, so there's no point in me assaulting the city just yet. What I can do, however, is go ahead and discard those ruins. Please give me a good quest. They give me a Night Hammer. That is not useful. First of all, it's a ball, so I cannot use it. Secondly, it requires Adamantium, which I don't have. I could buy Adamantium, and it's a really good bow. I mean, plus 83 attack on unit. Yeah, and it's 60%. Yeah, this bow is just insane how good it is. But I have no ranged heroes, and I probably will never have. So, I'm not too keen on this quest, but what I did find is an enemy city. It's very well defended though, so I'll probably have to start the siege and then stop it. Regardless, the siege has been started, the enemy income has been lowered significantly as a result. Meanwhile, Yudo says, you should start working on the city now. This city is undefended. I could start attacking it right away, there's only a single militia inside of it, but a single militia of extra 100 health... Yeah, no, I'd rather start starving the city down, and additionally I want the AI to make some improvements inside the city that I can capture later. It's an evil scheme, but I like my evil schemes, alright? So let's go ahead and start the siege down, slow and steady wins the race. As for you, well, you need to be healed up again, but I have a feeling this army will be attacked next turn. At least I would expect it to be attacked. And I cannot heal up my hero, I don't have enough dust. Well, this army can retreat if necessary. All of those units have more than half of HP, and I might decide to fight, but I think I will probably not try to fight. I'll think about it. Either way, I'm going to end this 10. I was about to say video, but I was like, wait, what? Nah, that is not right. I'm not ending the videocast just yet. We just started. Actually, we didn't just start. It has been, what, 14 minutes, more or less? So, we're already quite deep into the video, but we're not ready to end just yet. Certainly not. So, enemy AIs, of course, attacked me. I wonder where they attacked me. Or how. Did they attack the bait? Yes, they did. That's rather magnificent. And the enemy Hammonites are dead as well. So good things happened this time. First of all, I can level up my hero, who is a governor, so this leveling up doesn't do much for me. Of course, I could give him the siege engine, which is a really good ability, don't get me wrong, it really is. But it's a broken lord hero, you want him as a governor, really. And to have this ability maxed out ASAP, so no. But thank you, game, for offering me this, I'm thankful indeed. Now I can reactivate the die booster, which I'll happily do. As for this battle, I think you know already what I'll do. I'll go ahead and retreat. I'm really surprised the enemy AI didn't attack this army, but I think that's because they have no hero in this warlock army, that's probably why. So they are moving their units around. Now, and what I think they're going to do is try to reinforce this city, because AI is smart now, it knows that if you start besieging its cities, it tries to deal with that. And now it's trying to split its armies to two parts, I think. Like I said, I think this is what they are doing. I'm not sure why they are attacking this army of mine with those Hammonites and the Zealots. Maybe it's programmed in a way that it wants to make sure that it has a numbers advantage more than just military advantage, but they could easily win the fight, really. I mean, they have only a little bit more HP than I do, but they have way more defense, I mean attack and damage and whatnot, so yeah, they could attack me. I would fight or retreat, or do both actually, and still maintain the siege, but it would force me to alleviate the siege after a while, which would be a rather smart idea, in my mind at the very least. So there is that. The research has been done. I need to get how many technologies? 12 technologies. That's quite a lot, so I need to gain a few more, I think 2 more. But what I need more right now is actually roads, since I am gonna get those roads. And I will be able to connect my cities, and roads are really good for both dust income, science income, and actually those are 3 things. Of course, moving your armies around. So there is that. I am kinda tempted to give myself more science income, but right now I still really need to have as much dust income as humanly possible. I'm tempted to move maybe like 1 population to get Howard's 2 times faster, but no, that's 10 dust lost. I need all the dust I can get, literally all of it. So there is that. My armies will continue the siege, and I'm gonna prepare to actually go ahead and capture the city. This then? Well, actually, if I attack from over here, I think I'll only have to fight this single Harmonite. I think. Could be wrong though. I could be. Oh wait, what? And actually, okay, this is good. I will have time to think because I need to answer a phone, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I thought about it, and it is worth a try. I think. What I'm going to do is heal up my hero, and use the remaining dust to heal 1 of the units maybe. I cannot heal really anybody now, can I? But regardless, I think it is worth a try. If I attack like this, I really just have to draw, I believe, because the enemy city has no defenders. I'll have to kill this Harmonite, and that's it, really. So let's go ahead and try to attack the city. Attack. Ba-bam. Okay. And the enemy... That's right! The enemy does not get reinforcements. You wanna know why? Because the city is under siege. And the enemy only has this single Harmonite defending the city right now. As in, it's within the siege borders. It's the only one, technically speaking, involved in this fight. Those guys, sure, they are nearby, but I'm storming a city with no fortification and no army inside. So it can only be defended in this situation by units that are stationed within the siege border, like this Harmonite. Those guys are outside. So I can go ahead and fight. Wow, that's good. I was prepared to fight, actually, in a real battle. And you know what? Now that I think about it, if this was the case, I should have actually waited for 1 more turn, heal up my army completely, and then declared a fight. And then I would have been able to whittle down this army and capture the city regardless. So this really saves me time, but I'm not gonna complain about that whatsoever. I'm gonna fight this Emmanuel just to make sure that I can limit the damage I take as much as possible, because it's a Harmonite. I will take some damage. I just want to make sure I take as little damage as humanly possible. So you just can stand in the back, and let's make sure that my stalwarts heal up as much as possible. This stalwart will be the one who is going to do the attacking, so I want to surround him with as many units as humanly possible. Like so and like so. You can go into the forest tiles. So my hero is gonna heal up this tower. This tower will take the retaliation from the Harmonite. Everybody else will gank up on him, and the battle will be won. I could play this as spectator mode or auto battle. Actually, I wouldn't play this in auto battle. I just don't trust auto battle enough. But otherwise, I could. All right, my hero is gonna make his way to attack the Harmonite, and he's probably gonna attack from this tower. So I want to keep this tower clear. So you move to here. You move to here. You move to here, and you move to here. And as for you, this says you move to this town to give moral bonus to my hero, I guess. Everything is queued up, nice and dandy, and this Harmonite stands no chance because I just have too many units and I have a healer in my army now as well. And actually, I have a chance to deal full damage to the enemy, which I just did. I'm rather happy about this. Of course, this is a result of both me having good heroes in my army, and additionally me having a good morale bonus on the units that are currently attacking. Those guys will probably have, yeah, much lower attack odds because of lower morale, which just signifies how important it is to have very good morale when you're actually attacking somebody. Now my hero is gonna do the attacking, so there's that. I don't need to heal my hero really, because I'll use him as a governor after this war is over, and it soon will be over, I think. So instead I'm gonna go ahead and heal up my armies. Who's this guy? This guy. I'll heal you up because you're like missing more HP. And by healing him up, he'll be able to retreat sometime later down the line. So I'm happy about that. You move over here. You just make sure you provide morale bonus to my hero. You try to move to this tower. You try to move this tower. In fact, you will be able to do just that. All of those guys are trying to gank up on him, and they will be able to do that. Yeah, this is gonna go rather well. My hero, of course, has a good attack odd, but he made a partial hit only. Still, regardless, as you can see, oh great, critical miss. It happens, it happens. I'm not too salty about that. Now I'm only getting partial success odds, but I mean I trust to do partial hit because I don't have the same high morale bonus like I did last time. But now I'm clustering things up a little bit, so my morale bonus is going to increase. Okay, so this guy has 74 HP. He needs to be healed up a little, so you walk to here and heal him up. So additionally, I also gain extra morale bonus. Everybody else attack. You stand where you stand. You move slightly forward. You move to this tower, I guess, and everybody else going up on the poor Harmonite, who's just gonna die. I like ganking about on people who cannot do anything about it. I'm kinda salty I did the critical damage because this means my Soul Leech ability wasn't activated on any of the Star Wards, and they could have healed for a lot if it was. Regardless, I'm not gonna complain because, as you can see, the city is now mine. Take that, AI, take that. So I'm gonna move to the other side of the city so the AI cannot attack my hero. You will stand right here. I cannot heal him up, but even if he dies, that's fine. And I'm gonna prepare to probably move down south to capture this city, but I can wait with that until next turn. For the time being, I'm just gonna try to get more dust and heal up my units and whatnot. And also check out this new city I just got, which I'm rather happy about. First of all, it's in rebellion, so it cannot reconstruct anything as of right now. So I'm just gonna move everybody to dust production and gain as much dust as I possibly can. I'm really surprised the enemy doesn't have Mill Foundry or Empowerment. I guess they destroyed it when I was attacking the city in order to save some dust, but Empowerment doesn't even cost you dust, so I'm really surprised about it. What do they have? Right of way, that's really good. And nothing else is really all that great. Central Market is nice. I'm liking this. Extra happiness is always nice. It's gonna boost my Empire happiness as well too, which is pretty great. Anything else though, right, is not all that amazing. And steel storage I'm just gonna destroy because it doesn't give me anything whatsoever. But now I can save a little bit of dust on maintenance. I'm really surprised those guys aren't attacking me, but whatever, it's their decision. In here, I will attack this militia before fortification goes down to 0, but I'll wait a little bit longer. This settler I'm really not gonna need. He's annoying me, but I'm gonna leave him in because I already invested a bit of industry production into him, so I'd feel bad for canceling him per se. Rider, I'm gonna give you a slightly better weapon, only slightly. So when I need to make him, I'll make him with a better weapon. Right now, however, it looks like I don't need more armies. Who needs armies when I can win the sieges in such a way? Man, I'm really satisfied with how things went. I told you! Nothing to be afraid of. I admit, last video, because of this BS battle, I was a little bit salty, but I think I repaid the enemy in spades. And now, they are exhausted because they have taken lost cities, they have lost units, the war has been destroying them, and yeah, all in all, they are feeling like they want out, but I'm not gonna let them. So what the AI does is exactly what I thought they might. They are splitting their armies apart in order to try to deal with the siege and also to try to deal with the other siege at the same time. This is great because I can attack this army and I can destroy it because I have better armies under my command. So I'll go ahead and move this guy over here. And I have militia now in my city as well, so this is nice. I'll move this guy over here, and can I actually attack the enemy AI this turn? No, I don't even want to do this turn just yet, either way. So what I can also do is either say, oh wait, I just realized I have meritocratic promotion. So I can do that. Sorry, I can do that, I was about to say. Okay, so I can do this, and then do that. I completely forgot this is a thing and that I can actually do. Whatever, I'm rather satisfied so far. So this army is gonna be now way more powerful. I can't heal it up completely, but I can heal it up partially. And heal up the hero, which I'll totally do. This hero needs to be healed up as much as possible. You get healed up as well. And can I heal anybody else up? You, I can. That's almost all my deaths gone. Now this army, I'm setting for slaughter. It's gonna die, but again, I keep the enemy city besieged, so it's giving the enemy AI way less income. And this siege, yeah, it's progressing along and nicely. I'm gonna assault the city in maybe like 2 turns. I'm not gonna do it just yet. I'm gonna let the enemy city develop a little bit more, gain more population, things like that, you know. I'm gonna take the city regardless. There's nothing AI can do to stop me now. Might as well make it as painful for the AI as possible, especially now that it's winter. Because the enemy AI will pay more upkeep for the city right there. I mean, not technically speaking more upkeep, but it's gonna gain less for having the city and it's gonna have to pay for it regardless. So, where did the AI go? I don't know, I will need to find them. Because I wanna kill them. So, less production on the cities doesn't bother me too much right now because I have my army and what I need is dust at the moment. Here leveled up, great! Reinforcement positions, really useful ability later down the line. In fact, this means that this hero should be the one who's doing the attacking rather than being the spot. But regardless, oh, there is the enemy AI. I can attack them right now, in fact. Which I will happily do, but only after I make sure that my units are healed up. So you be fully healed up. I cannot heal you up completely, but I can heal you up partially, which I will do. Like so, that's my dust gone, but my army is now almost completely healed up. The enemy has 4 units, very powerful units, mind you, but if I win this fight, and I believe I will, I will only have this army right here and those harmonites right here. They're kind of stuck right now, though. So, good, and then I'll continue gaining more reinforcements, gaining more armies. I mean, I'm not gaining armies, but the enemy is losing them, and I'm not really losing them at the same rate. So let's go ahead and declare this fight. Autobattle thinks we're gonna lose horribly. I beg to differ. Let's manual this BS. I'm not sure why I said BS, because it's not gonna be BS, it's gonna be wonderful. So, okay, now this is a problem. Those witches are in a pretty bad spot for me, because I cannot get over there easily. Again, cliffs are kinda against me right now. But they have 2 movement. Winter is making everything a little bit difficult to tell. But they have 2 movement, and they can only move to this tower, and then they have free range. So 1, 2, free range. 1, 2, free range. 1, 2, free range. So I cannot stand on those towns, I can stand behind those towns still. So if I stand like over here-ish, then that's not ideal because I cannot get to the enemy easily. Actually, and I'm luring the enemy AI to the other area. So what I am going to do is make those witches attack my hero, who's gonna stand on a high ground inside a nothing forest. Have fun dealing damage to him, AI. Have fun. So that is what I'm going to do over there. Meanwhile, Yudu says, I'm tempted to move them down south and flank the enemy a little bit. But it could be a mistake, so I'm just gonna make sure that I'm over here. This could get really clustery though. I mean, I do have the best initiative on my hero, and I have 2 movements, so I can move to here and here. And the witches will probably be on this tower. I mean, they have to move to this... Oh no, they can move to this tower and attack my hero still. So let's make sure that they have to move to this tower. From this tower, 1, 2, 3, they'll still be able to attack my hero, so... I really want those witches to attack my hero. Actually, you know what? If they move to this tower, it's gonna be fine-ish, but because what I can do is do something like this. And if they attack my units over here, then my hero will be able to move forward a little bit. It's a little bit risky, I have to admit. It's not gonna be an easy battle, but then again, I need to bleed out the enemy a little bit. So let's go ahead and start working on it. So I'm really hoping that the enemy witches are gonna get over here. So I'm gonna give my hero the order to focus on the witches, to move to this tower if possible, and then focus on the witches. As for everybody else, well, Yudir says I need to keep them away from my hero. Actually, taking 1 bit of damage from the witches is okay, I think. More or less. So you move over here, you move over here and attack the Harmonite. You also move over here and attack the Harmonite. You go to this tower for morale bonus. You walk to this tile also for morale bonus. You start moving in this general direction, and I'll move him down south. You just focus on the witches. Wherever they go, those guys will try to follow. And actually, okay, so the witches could stay here. All the witches could try to get to my hero and attack. Actually, no, because there's a forest over here, which I completely forgot about. So they can walk to here, and then 1, 2, 3, they cannot attack the hero. So they might attack those units of mine, and if they do, they'll stand where they stand right now. So I want to move forward to this forest tile right here, if possible, of course, and try to focus on the witches. If possible, that might not be possible, but I'll try regardless. Let's see how this battle turns out. The witches moved forward, like I hoped. Now is the question if the enemy, if the AI pathing will back out. Yes, it did! I told you! Move to here, and then secondary order to attack the witches. What did you do? Not attack the witches, instead you focus on the Harmonite for no reason. I think I'm gonna reload this in all honesty, because it's kinda BS. I really hate how the AI sometimes... Yeah, I'm super salty about that. Especially since this ruined my pathing like in such a major way as well. Like, it's not the end of the world, but... Okay, keep breathing. This is absolute BS, but it's not fine. It's not anywhere near to being fine. But let's pretend that it is. I'll keep on going. I'm not gonna save scam it. No, I'm not the kind of person that does that. You focus on the Harmonite, I guess. Might as well kill the bastard, since he's dangerous and stuff. Although the Harmonite will lose his retaliation regardless. So you... get back to the forest, I think. Get healed by my hero, so that you can stay alive and soak up a little bit more damage. I want to get back in the forest because it will be more likely that those zealots will miss me on the 10 after this 10. Then you have the next most initiative, so you attack the Harmonite. Then you will have to move to... over here, it's completely blocked off the area. So you have to move to this tower, I think. Unfortunately. You will have to move to this tower. And you guys all focus on the same warlock. Now he does have sweep strike back, but because he's got better initiative, he's gonna... Oh, he doesn't have sweep strike back. Okay, then it doesn't matter then. Still, you all, if you can, try to focus on this guy and kill him. Now he's gonna do more damage as he fights, but if he focuses on this guy, this tower is gonna die this turn regardless, so he'll overkill me, and I want him to overkill me. Alright, so... do I sound salty about this first? Oh wow, they're not focused on my hero. That's strange. AI almost always focuses on the hero, and now they did not. Still, this Star is gonna get overkilled, so it wasn't too bad. It's bad that those Star took damage, but again, it could be worse. So, okay, they're still alive, that's good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and continue fighting the Harmonite. So those guys actually probably should have focused on the Warlocks instead of fighting the Harmonite, now that I think about it. Because I need to kill those warlocks ASAP before they get since they get more damage as they get damaged. But oh, those warlocks are dead, and I healed up a unit that had full health. Yay me! Because this guy only now attacks. Great. Well, at least he damaged those warlocks, and he was actually able to deal damage to them, so that's nice. Okay, keep on healing the hero. He is gonna get attacked, or rather damaged this turn, I think. You keep on moving along. Let's make sure that I can deal as much damage to those witches as humanly possible. So let's move like so and like so. You, I think, might be able to attack the witches. Might not though. So let's make sure that you at least are somewhat useful. So you're gonna attack the Harmonite. You are gonna move to over here. You are gonna move to... I'll give you the order to move to this tower, more or less. And now he will probably walk through this side, which is bad. I'll tell him to move to this area. You just I think you can start walking to this area. Oh, it's a militia only. Okay, you walk to over here. Actually, just walk to here so that Draken keeps his morale bonus, and you stay here as well. Actually, no, I can use you still. And you try to focus on the stealth if you can gain access to him. If not, he'll probably should at least focus on the enemy hero. And you keep on killing the stalwarts since this Hammonite will be attacked regardless. Things are going well. As you can see, my army was strictly speaking much weaker, but I'm doing well because of my heroes and because of the strength of the numbers. As you can see, the enemy just lost another of their warlocks, so now they only have 3 units left, and those witches, oh, now they're gonna get pummeled. And the enemy AI is stupid enough to attack my militia as well, and also move the hero forward, which is really bad for them because it's a ranged hero, so, I mean support hero, and support and ranged units gain penalties for standing next to enemy units, so yeah. Now those, both witches and the hero are gonna get penalties for standing next to enemy units, which is great, no more morale bonus for you. I can't hit them for whatever reason, which is BS, frankly. But whatever, I can hit the Hammonite, who I don't really care about too much, but I can't hit the witches. Go figure. Okay, so all of you, just for crying out loud, you move first. So you move to here and you attack like so. Can you please, please, please kill the witches already? I would really appreciate it a ton. As for everybody else, you try to kill the hero and you keep my hero healed up. And you, since the enemy hero, I don't think he will move, try to stay near the Draken, if at all possible. And there is that. Let's go ahead and initialize this battle. I'm gonna get attacked over here. Bit annoying, but it's okay. I'm not gonna lose any units per se, so it's fine. And witches, oh yeah, your time has come. So there we go. This battle again. Some people say that quality over quantity. I say strength in numbers. And aggressive playstyle, and all of these good things. So now this Hammonite is gonna be a little bit of a pickle to crack, but, you know, pickle to crack, what am I even saying? I don't know. But it's gonna be fine. Now the enemy hero might survive this battle. I don't care as long as those units are dead. And hopefully I'll be able to catch the hero before he is reassigned to other place. Regardless, oh, look at the heals, look at the heals! Heals so good. Everybody, oh yeah, this is gonna be a nice stand for me. But you do, sir. You need to move, and actually maybe I can kill the hero if I focus and kill him. But I really want to heal my units a little bit, so I don't have to spend dust. So I'm gonna do just that, move this Draken away a little bit. You just walk backwards and make sure that you stand in a foresty type of area. And like so and like so. And the enemy hero, yeah, she is in deep trouble now. And especially with this critical strike, wow! That was lucky and unlucky at the same time. I say unlucky because now I cannot soul siphon the hero to heal up the stalwart, and I was really hoping I would be able to do so. Critical hits and misses always work against you, even when you have critical hits. Or the enemy has critical misses, trust me. Regardless, despite the computer thinking I was in a big disadvantage, I killed everything, lost 3 stalwarts, a militia, and took a little bit of damage on everything else. And actually healed up some units, I think. Yeah, get wrecked, AI, get wrecked. I think I should end this video cast right now because I cannot end it on a more positive note. It was PANCZASU wrecking the AI. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you online.